Hey, I'm Matt with Paddle North. I'm here to show you how to set up and all the awesome features of your Borealis kayak. So the first step we're going to do is the seat installation. We're going to start by removing the aluminum braces that come on the kayak. They are disposable, so you can just take them out and toss them. So inside the front hatch of your kayak will be the retaining clips for the rear part of the seat. So you can open your front hatch. Inside you will find the hardware as well as the tools needed to install. The retaining clips here are for the rear of the seat, so you will install them to the aft of the boat. So there's little T-nuts already installed in there. The retaining clip here is installed perpendicular to the track with the supplied Allen wrench. And do the same thing on the other side. A little bit loose so you can adjust them after they're installed. So you should be able to freely slide the clips back and forth in the track. Now we're going to take our seat and we're going to install the front first. So on the front of the seat there are some knobs and some screws already installed in the seat. You want to line those up with the nuts in the track. Get one side kind of finger tight first, and then do the other side. Being mindful not to cross thread anything. Once we get those snugged up a little bit so you can still slide the seat around, you can align the back locks with the rear bar on the seat. Simply push it into place. You'll want to leave the rear loose so you can adjust while you're on the kayak. So that way you can just loosen up the front knobs, and then you'll be able to push yourself front and back if you need to adjust your seating position on the water. That also allows you for more access to the center hatch. Once you're pedaling on the water, you simply tighten down the two front knobs and that will lock you into place. The seat can be adjusted via these straps right here. So the release is just pushing that, so you can adjust the amount of back support or the amount of lean you want. So your pedal drive will come mostly assembled out of the box. There's a few things you need to put on. The crank arms are labeled left and right. That denotes as you're facing the propeller. So the left side would be to the left of the propeller as you face it, the right to the right. Press them on carefully and take the supplied hardware and the supplied Allen wrench, and we're just going to thread that on there and tighten it down. So that is a taper that it seats into, so you want to make sure you're putting a good amount of pressure on there to really make sure it sits and is not going to come loose on you on the water. And then there are some cover pieces that go over that just to make sure dust and debris don't get into that area. One for each side. And then the final step to assembling the pedal drive is to put the pivot bar in. So all you do for this is slide it in. You want to get it roughly centered. Usually, a tape measure is a great way to center it, or even just eyeballing it is going to be good enough. And then there's two bolts on the top that you're just going to tighten down, keep that thing from sliding back and forth. To install the pedal drive into your kayak, you simply remove the cover by moving these bungees off of the retainers. Flip that out of the way. Once you've removed the cover, you'll take the pedal drive, place the pivot in the holder up front, and set it down in so that the flange rests on top of this plastic piece. You can then lock in the pivot bar by pushing these clips forward. Once you have the pedal drive in place, you can lock it in with the retaining clip there. Take your plastic cover that keeps the water from coming in, put that back on, and strap it down with the bungees. You're now ready to pedal. So now we're going to go over all the awesome features on the Borealis kayak. We'll start up front. A nice wide flat nose with a sharp keel down the center, so it really cuts the water well, but this flat nose allows us to have a really strong grip on the front. So awesome handle here, really easy to pull it in and out of the water. It does have integrated wheels in the back, so using this handle to drag it is really the best way to move it around. We then move into our front hatch here. So you open the front hatch easy with these clips. Nice little storage bin. It does have kind of a tortuous path for water, so it's not 100% waterproof, but it will prevent any water splashing over from getting inside. Close the latch. Pedal drive system is really great. It's removable. You can pull it up and down as you get into shallow water, easily removing the cover here, and then it just pull that clip and it just pivots up out of the way. So you can always get it in and out, or when you're getting in and out of the boat, it's easy to drop in place. The cover here in the center is going to keep you from getting wet, so water won't be coming up that center hole. It's also got a nice spot for a cup holder and any other tackle you might have fishing. The action rails here come with integrated T-nuts so that you can add on any accessories, electronics, depth finders, anything you want. Rod holders here. So those can be used for rod holders, or a lot of people will put like a landing net in there, different rod setups. So you've got 2 in front there and 2 behind you. So great spot for a landing net behind you there, easy to get at. In the center here, we've got all of our self-bailing plugs. So as water splashes over or anything, you can actually open these on the water and you'll stay afloat and the water will bail out. In the center here, we've got a storage compartment. This one is waterproof. We do have a second cup holder over here. So another great feature here is if you are bringing a paddle with you, we do have a spot for paddle storage on the side. So this bungee holds your paddle in place. So as you're in shallow areas where you can't pedal necessarily, you can bring a paddle with you as well. It'll keep it in place there the whole time. And there's one of those on both sides, so whether you're right-handed or left-handed, it's no problem. There's 2 controls for the rudder. So you've got your steering on your left-hand side. So as you steer, the rudder is going to move left to right. On this side, you've got the controls for your rudder as well. Simply pull on this T-handle and it will raise your rudder out of the water as you're entering shallow water or as you're transporting it. The back storage area, plenty big for anything you want. You're putting milk crates back there with all of your gear, coolers, more rod holders, and it's also got this neat feature where you can quickly unclip the bungees so you can really get at your stuff, pack it in there, and then after you've got it on, you go and put the bungees back. On this back side is where your drain plug is for the internal of the kayak. So if you've got any water in there, drain plug on this side, pull that out, tip the kayak over, it will all drain out. And the rudder is spring loaded as well, so if you were to hit debris or rocks or shallow water, the rudder would kind of lift on its own and then pop back down so you're ready to paddle. So we do have another accessory mount back here. So if you're fishing on big water or you just want a little more stability, there's stabilizers that can be added there, so kind of outriggers. Or else we do have different trolling motor mounts that can go on there as well if you're looking to motorize your rig. Really fun boat. Looking forward to seeing more of you spending more time outside.